I'm going to show you how to make money insanely fast and grow a garden in Roblox. So I made a new game, and in like 6 hours, my garden's worth over 100 million, maybe hundreds of millions, who knows? So there's a simple strategy. I'm going to show you how to go from brand new to being worth an insane amount of money in just a matter of hours. So it's pretty simple. When you first start, you go to the seed shop, you buy carrots, you grow them, you sell them, and you get money. Then eventually you can afford strawberries, and that's going to be your main early game. Is you're going to buy strawberries, and every 5 minutes when he restocks, you're going to buy more strawberries and more strawberries. What you're going to do is you're going to plant them as close together as you possibly can until eventually you end up with something like this. And you don't really need it to get this big, but you ideally want like, 50 or so. But even once you get to like 10 or 20, the strawberries will grow back over and over again, and you can sit here and just hold the collect button and just collect strawberries. And then once you have a full inventory, you go back and you go and sell them. Okay, and then each full inventory will be worth like 4,000, and that'll get you enough money to be able to buy all the seeds in the early game. And so then because of those strawberries, once you have like I said, 20, 30, 40, 50 or so all clumped together like that, then you collect them, sell them, collect them, sell them, collect them, sell, and every 5 minutes, you'll then have like 20,000, 50,000, whatever, tons of money. And then you'll go in here and you'll keep buying strawberry seeds. You're not going to buy blueberry seeds. They're terrible. What you're going to do is whenever you see orange tulips, you're going to buy these, okay? And then the other things you're going to want are daffodils, watermelons, pumpkins, and bamboo, especially bamboo. Bamboo is going to get you so filthy stinking rich. It's insane, okay? And then if you have enough money, you might as well just buy pretty much everything other than blueberries and carrots and strawberries eventually. Once you have enough strawberries, you don't need more strawberries, okay? You'll get to a point, okay, you have enough strawberries, you can collect them as fast as you want. Then you're literally just going to buy orange tulips and everything below this whenever it's in stock. And I have a reason for every single thing that we end up buying, okay? So then what you're going to do is you're never going to harvest your plants other than strawberries, basically, unless there's something you need. So if you have plants that are worth money, like I have these tulips that are worth a crap ton of money, and I don't collect them unless I'm like, oh, there's a grape seed. It's 850,000 shekels. Well, then I'll collect my valuable stuff. Otherwise, I'll leave it. And there's a reason we do that because there are events in this game like meteor showers and lightning strikes and things that can make your plants worth a stupid amount of money. So you never want to pick them up unless you need to pick them up, or if you have the seeds available to replace them. So say in my garden, I have this section right here of tulips, and they've all been hit by meteors. So these tulips are worth a crazy amount of money. So let me show you one of these tulips right here. I'll pick up one tulip. I'll go and sell it to this guy. And this one celestial tulip is worth 164,000. The seed only cost me 600, okay? So I would just leave these because there's still a chance they could get hit by lightning until I have enough seeds to replace all this with a bunch of other things like bamboo and watermelons, pumpkins, and more tulips. And then once I have enough money, I will have enough seeds available. Then I will pick all these up and I'll put them all down. But the other thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check the gear shop every 5 minutes as well. Once you have more money, once you've sold a few celestial plants. And then if he ever has the godly sprinkler, or ideally the master sprinkler, although I've never even seen one in stock. But lightning rods, godly sprinklers, advanced sprinklers, basic sprinklers, make sure you have a bunch of those, because when you go to plant these, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to throw down a sprinkler and then plant them in a big group. So our main goal is to get coverage. So what we want is every spot of the garden is going to have plants that could be hit by a meteor strike, okay? Meteor is the most common event, at least right now in the game it is. So, for example, right where I'm standing, I'd want to put down a sprinkler, fill this whole section of garden with a bunch of plants. And maybe I'd go to the middle of this one, and I'd fill this entire thing with, put a sprinkler down and fill it full of bamboo and tulips and pumpkins and whatever. And then I would do the same thing over here. I already did it in this corner, that's why there's so much stuff here. That's why there's so much stuff over here. I put a sprinkler down, threw a bunch of stuff down. I did the same thing right here. And then, I haven't done it yet here, but, do the same thing here. You want every square inch of your garden to have some kind of coverage of valuable plants, okay? And tulips aren't even that expensive. Bamboo's really the best one because it's worth so much per plant. But tulips are also still amazing. So the bamboo gets insane. So here's a celestial bamboo, and this is a pretty small stalk of it. So I pick that up, and I go to sell it, and it is worth basically $500,000, okay, for one small, skinny bamboo. If it's a big, thick piece of bamboo, like one of these ones over here, I think this one right here is pretty thick, then it's gonna be worth like, 3 million, 5 million or something like that. So once you have you have coverage all over your garden of different plants that are not celestial yet, then what you'll do is you'll literally just wait. And if you feel like playing, you'll just keep collecting strawberries, selling them, collecting seeds, planting seeds over and over and over again, and just making everything more dense. You just want to make it as dense as possible with plants so that when the meteor shower or lightning strikes finally happen, when they do hit something, they'll hit as many plants as possible. You want it as thick as possible everywhere in your garden. And if you don't feel like playing, then you're just going to go AFK and just stand around. And this will be a little bit easier for you on your phone because after 20 minutes of not moving, the game will kick you out. So you have to move every 20 minutes or so, every just like 10 or 20 minutes, just move a little bit. And then over time, you'll get meteor showers, you'll get all these events. And then after like a few hours, you'll come back and your garden will be full of these celestial plants like mine, where it's worth easily over 100 million. I actually have celestial beans from a beanstalk, which brings me to another thing. So you know the egg shop, if you go over there, there's the egg shop and the gear shop. Well, the egg shop, you can get the dogs. Now, ideally, you're going to want the, I don't know where he is in here. He's in here somewhere. The brown dog. I think he's stuck somewhere. I don't know where he went. There he is. This one, a mule, and they have the higher chance than the white ones. For every minute, there's a 10% chance of digging up a random seed. Most of the time, it's going to be carrots, but they can give you the beanstalk. That's literally how I got my beanstalk, instead of having to go to the shop. And I've never even seen one in the shop. I'm sure it costs a crazy amount of money, but so definitely have the dogs. And so stand in your garden while AFK, and you might come back to having beanstalks and cacao plants and just all sorts of valuable seeds just by having the dogs running around. So highly recommend doing that as well, just to be able to get some more of the super rare plants. Another insane trick here is with tomatoes and corn. So I was telling you to buy tomatoes and stuff. So what you do with tomatoes is you can actually plant these things super, super dense, okay? So if I go to my inventory, I wonder if I even have any seeds. I do have tomato seeds, okay. So take these tomato seeds, and what you can do is, this is really hard on mobile, but on PC it's a little bit easier. You can plant them as close as possible to the base of the tomatoes, and it'll let you get them super dense. Like right here, I don't know what this looks like, but this is probably 200 tomato plants. And the reason you want to do this is it makes it so if you are lucky enough that one of these clusters gets hit by a meteor, then you can harvest all the tomatoes, and they'll all be celestial tomatoes, and they'll be worth like 10 million plus. But the seeds cost almost nothing by comparison. Same thing over here with the corn. I did the same thing here with the corn. I'm waiting for it to get hit by a meteor, and then I'll sell it all, and it'll be worth like 20 million or something like that. Another thing is, if you happen to get the giant tulip, the giant bamboo, a rainbow tulip, or a gold tulip, or golden bamboo, you definitely never want to harvest those until they get hit by a meteor. So this tulip right here, if it gets hit by a celestial meteor and I sell it, this thing's going to be worth like 6 million, just this one single plant. So that's another thing. Just like, I can't wait for this rainbow one. This rainbow one's probably going to be worth like 30 million or something when it finally gets hit by a meteor. It's going to be insane. So the general strategy is just thicken the garden, harvest the strawberries to be able to afford all the basic seeds. If a seed comes up that you really want, then collect some of your celestial plants and go sell them so you can buy the grape seed or the beanstalk if it's available, or if there's a godly sprinkler, because you definitely want to collect those. And then other than that, you're just going to wait it out and just wait for the meteor showers and stuff. So now what I'm going to do here, I've been waiting to make this video before I grab it. I have a celestial bean. Okay, so I want to see what this thing is worth here. I've never actually sold a celestial bean, but it's going to be like proof here of what I'm talking about. I'm just waiting till the right thing comes along. So we got a celestial beanstalk, 11 kilograms. Let's see what this thing is worth. So how much is this worth? This is worth 3 million. Surprisingly not that much, actually. Less than I would have thought. Either way, I want to sell it. There's 3 million, easy. The beanstalks are not actually that crazy. But let me show you one of the bamboo. So we got frozen bamboo that, I don't know if this one's celestial or not. Let me go over here to one of these. I know these ones are frozen and celestial. So let's get a frozen, if I can get a hold of this thing. Oh my gosh, hold on. It's so hard sometimes. I'm trying to get this one over here. Let me just collect. There we go. Okay. So we got the frozen celestial beanstalk. Let's go see that. Celestial frozen bamboo. Not beanstalk, but bamboo. So we got a celestial frozen bamboo. How much is this worth? This is worth, oh, it's only worth 752,000. I had a really fat beanstalk that was like 5 times bigger than this, and it was worth like 3 million, but you know, there's a million. And so now what we can do, just to show, I've been waiting to do this on the video because I need to clean this area up here. So let's grab all this celestial stuff here because I need to replace these since they've already been hit with meteors. So here, just for this video, we're going to see just how much money I have sitting here. I also have dragon fruit that are celestial, and that's kind of going to be insane too. So let's grab every single one of these. I just grabbed my giant apple I didn't want to grab. We're going to grab some of these celestial dragon fruits, which are worth like 500,000 each or something. Oh, man, I can't even grab some of these. Okay, and there's one up there, but I'm just going to ignore that. And then we're also going to grab... I want to grab one of these. There's celestial pumpkins or something, I think. So just some of this stuff. I didn't even grab it all. I want to leave it in case I need it later, but we're going to sell this inventory, and it is going to be worth 19 million. So if I go grab the rest of the garden, because there's some pretty valuable stuff. I got celestial pumpkins. I got celestial watermelons. I got celestial beans, grapes. I got all sorts of things. It's worth over 100 million right now, I'm sure. So, yeah, you're just going to go grab them whenever you need them. If you don't need them, you're just going to let them sit, because the hope is, like, I honestly shouldn't even harvest those, because I'm hoping eventually they'll also get hit by lightning, and then they'll be shocked celestial tulips and things, and then they'll be worth just unbelievable amounts of money if they can stack. I know frozen and celestial can stack. I don't know for sure if lightning and celestial can stack, but if they can, they're going to be worth a crazy amount of money. So that's the general idea. You just harvest your strawberries to afford the seeds. You only pick up the valuable things if you need it in order to buy something more valuable, like cacao or mango seeds or coconut seeds or something, you know, more special. And then you just wait for, you just want to spread them out and then keep thickening and thickening and thickening, hoping for a meteor shower, and then make sure that way you have as much coverage as possible, so when the meteor hits, it will hit an area that has a bunch of stuff, and then you have a bunch of celestial stuff and you sell it and you have all the money that you could possibly want. So once I do this, you know, a few more cycles and I get this thicker and thicker and thicker, I have a good feeling that by the end of today, I'll probably have my first billion. And if I keep playing, then by the end of a week, I'll probably have like 10 billion plus or something like that just by using this method. So hopefully it helped you guys out. Now you know the fastest way to make money and how to make money fast in Grow a Garden in Roblox.